going on here? There we go. Hello, stream. Hello, people listening. Hello.
Hello.
We are doing an impromptu follow-up game of Blood and Hope Detroit. Hopefully everyone joins us. We'll get to things in a minute. Yeah, starting soon here. Hello, it is I, Feyla the Storyteller. Joining me tonight is Dengle playing Rufus, now that he's here.
Oh.
Nen playing William.
Hello.
And Buttons playing Uriel. Ooh, wow, we have 2 viewers now.
Yo.
So, big content warning for this one. There will be a little bit of spoilers here. There will be mentions of heavy abuse and things like that. So trigger warning, heavy trigger warning for this episode. If that is going to be a problem with you, please step away. Don't listen to this. Come back. We'll do a recap and not go super deep into that and explain what has happened. I just want to be very explicit. A lot of times we do generic and vague ones because we don't know what happens. This one, I know that's going to be a thing. So use your best judgment. We would love it if you can stay. If this is something you can handle, fantastic. If it's not, nothing wrong with that. Take care of yourself first. That being said, if you guys want to give a rundown of the last game.
Went for Fred hunting. Rufus and William pretended to be detectives to get CCTV footage from a gas station. And Uriel and Casey and Chris went another direction to see if they can find any other clues. And Casey ended up getting Toreador stuff done, so not much was found.
Yes, and then at the very beginning, Rufus introduced Damien to Chris.
That he did. Anything you wanted to add, Buttons, or are we good?
No, that just about covers it.
Cool. So we left off. Where did we leave off? The car was pulling up. Spike is in the front. Rufus is out front. Uriel,
Yes.
Casey, and Chris are making their way back currently. And William is running out of the building after the person threatened to call the cops on them because of the way he behaved and the way Rufus disappeared. Sound right?
William behaved fine. It was just Rufus disappearing.
No, you literally ran out of the building when they were asking questions.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. So, that is where we will pick things up. You guys hear a slam as William runs out of the building. Or, here's a little ways down. Uriel, you would probably hear this. Rufus, you can do wits and awareness check if you would like.
Wouldn't be focused on that, so no.
Okay.
Oh no.
And we'll say Uriel and crew are coming up to the car now, and you've arrived, and William is running out the back.
Uriel's just gonna stand there and watch. Just completely and totally blank look on their face. You can see the wheels behind their eyes turning as they're like, oh god, what happened now?
What's going on?
William's running out the back. Something happened.
Oh.
William might be making his way to the group by now.
Yep.
The main move, the gas station clerk was getting suspicious.
What do you mean
Uriel's
he's getting
gonna.
suspicious.
She thinks Rufus and I were stealing.
And you just ran out of there?
Yep. Okay. We were in view of camera, so I can really do our usual stuff.
And you thought running was a good idea?
Our usual
Yes.
stuff that doesn't appear on camera? Then this is Casey, by the way.
And I can't do the stuff that doesn't appear on camera.
You can't do, like, story to remind stuff?
And I can get people to look at me, but that's about it.
Great. That's,
It's probably been too long for me to do anything about right now.
Yeah, we should probably get out of here.
Yeah.
And the door in the car, because the door was beginning to open, rapidly slams shut. And from the front, where should we go?
We should probably, in case the cops have been called and they're nearby, we should probably split up and agree to meet somewhere. That way, if they're following one person, we'll be able to know. Take separate paths and meet up at the school.
In the middle of that sentence. Everyone give me what's an awareness.
Two.
4.
I'm burning a willpower to reroll that. Screw it.
Okay. This is for sound, if that helps you, by the way.
Yes. 3 in a skull. Which I guess
I'll
makes
say
sense.
3 and up. William can't quite hear this yet. You two hear a woo in the distance.
Okay, yeah, we need to go now.
Or, like, go ahead and drive down the street a ways, park in an alley. I'll meet you in a minute. I'll clear this up.
You sure?
Yes.
Do you need someone on
Okay.
hand that can make people forget?
No.
Okay. Where do you want the rest of us?
In Cassie's car for all I care. Or in the van. Either way. I'll make sure it's taken care of.
Okay. And Uriel will look at Cassie since they rode with her.
Yeah, let's go. Get in.
In the car.
And you guys pile in the car. And she will follow Spike, but probably go to the next alley over.
And Rufus will go into the back of his van and get out his mortal flyers.
Okay. They aren't quite there yet, but after a handful of minutes, they come. And they see you out there and stop and pull over, and they seem to be looking at you for a minute before they jump out and telling you to put your hands up.
Can I ask why?
We got a report that someone of your description was in a store.
I just got here. I work with the homeless. And he holds up a stack of flyers.
I'm not honestly sure about really your proceedings here. And I don't want to mess anything up or anything like that. So they will approach you.
When they get a little bit closer, he's gonna look at the one that was driving, because he assumes he's probably the lead, and be like, using compel, I think you got a call and it was a false report. You should just leave.
And he stops for a minute. Then kind of half turns to the other person. I don't know if this is the right guy. And they just give him a like, are you effing kidding me? Look.
Officer, what's your name? Sorry.
Kelly.
He's right. You should
Again?
just leave.
I assume.
Yes.
Takes them a minute, and they both stand up and draw back. I guess we do need to leave. Have you seen anyone with these descriptions? And they give a description of you, but like just off enough now with your compel that it might not be you, and one of William.
I believe they went that way. Something about the one with the glasses saying, John, you need to hurry up. We've got something to do. I don't know. They left with a lot of candy in their arms.
Oh. I see. Can we get your name?
Rufus.
And method of contacting you.
I don't really have a way to contact me per se. Currently setting up a new office and I don't have a cell phone. I don't believe in them.
Right. And they'll actually, one of them will jot down your license plate. Okay, if we need you, we will contact you. We need to leave.
Okay.
Get in their cars and begin to drive away. Slowly at first, but then they speed up.
And he will put the papers back in the back of the van and get in the van and go down the alleyway with Spike.
And you see, and they're the very generic person is sitting in the front seat, gripping the wheel with tight fingers. We'll get back to you in a minute. Everyone else in the other car. You guys speed past, and you can see the colors behind you guys as you turn into the alley, or as Casey turns into the alley. Then you pass Spike's car, and you're in the next one down. What happened in there?
Rufus took off. I had no idea where he went. And the girl was getting all super freaked out because we had been in the back room for a good while and thought we were stealing.
And you thought running out of there was the best course of action.
Yes.
Instead of using your powers, your legendary powers of persuasion.
Yeah, for some reason she saw through my bluff.
You do know I mean the supernatural powers of persuasion, yes?
Alright, those ones.
Uriel's just gonna give Casey a look.
Like, head on the steering wheel, like, oh god. But then the sirens go quiet. And you guys are just left waiting there after a few minutes. Casey's head is on the steering wheel, and Chris is just kind of looking back and forth between everyone. And we will leave you guys there and go... Oh, go ahead.
No, it's okay. If we're moving on, we need to move on. We don't have a lot of time.
Will leave you there and move to Rufus.
He will walk to the driver's window and be like, "It's fine, they're gone.
Good.
They won't
The
be
hell
back.
are they even
They're
here
looking,"
for anyway?
because William decided to run out of the store without explaining the text message that I sent him, and he'll actually pull his phone out and send or show him the text message. It was a good lie. Didn't need a whole lot of explanation.
Yeah, great. We should probably move somewhere else. School? Or, actually, no, we should stay here, because this is the area. And if you look back, you can see kind of a larger, bulkier guy who's just kind of got like a half-opened shirt. The hair is dreaded. Heavily dreaded. And there is a younger guy sitting next to him, like really hunched in on himself. And looking down, like not making eye contact with anyone and just trying to not exist.
Kind of look in the back, and I believe that you are Ken to the dreadlocked one.
Yeah. Heard you're
I don't need-
Rufus.
I am. I do not need your friend's name. Unless if they want to give it to me.
No acknowledgement.
This is fully at their pace, however they want to do this, because I understand what the information I was given on the situation.
And it's dark out. There are some street lights, but especially down in the alley, you can't really see too well. And the light clicks on, and it's a younger guy, and you can see like faded bruising on him and like just kind of facial features. It looks like someone roughed him up pretty bad.
Can you unlock the passenger door for me?
Click.
Rufus will walk around to the front passenger seat, just kind of sit down and spin around. And so, what are you willing to tell me? I know you're able to tell me a lot, but I want to go at your pace. I want
What are you
to.
gonna do?
Well, I want to stop what's happening this week by whatever means necessary, whether it be cutting the head off the snake, as it were, or simply just running them out of town. I don't care at this point. It needs to stop.
What do you need to know?
I've been told that you have information as to where she stays. Potentially.
That's where they kept me.
Do you have an address? I'm not going to ask you to go back there.
Not really.
Do you have a description of the surrounding buildings?
I know how to get there.
If you are willing to lead me there, I'll make sure that Spike makes sure that you are out of the area as soon as possible. I'm sure that's a touchy subject.
I don't know who you are.
I am officially Reverend Rufus Horton. That's what everybody knows me as. That's what everybody calls me. I am one of the domain holders, not too far from here. I believe you met Sylvia, or Ken met Sylvia, and she presides in my domain. She presides in my domain. She, for lack of a better term, works as my public relations.
And the guy's brow will furrow a little bit. He's biting his lip for a minute, and he seems to be thinking, I think she talked about you a little bit.
By no means am I perfect. However, I am far better than whatever it is that you came from. None of us are, unfortunately. However, I hope that Ken will treat you better than, because it seems like there's a personal connection there. I don't know what it is. I don't care. I don't want to know.
You don't treat people like this, right?
No.
Thought all
I
of
do
you
have.
guys did.
No, I do have a Google. And for the most part, he does whatever he wants to do. And it was not my choice of ghoul. It was a ghoul to keep alive because they lost theirs. Well, their Dometer.
When you say that, there's a very, very subtle flinch.
Fortunately, I don't know any other word to put there. So. I will, unfortunately, with that particular relationship, have to call it what it is. However, I promise you, then you can take me at face value or you cannot. I don't care. Because here you have free will. I'll make sure nobody does that to you again.
You forgot to feed me.
Real food or?
Mm-hmm. Well, that too.
Huh.
But...
Okay. So are you completely free?
Mm-hmm.
Again, not going to do anything that's against your will. And I'm also not going to have anybody else do anything that's against your will. So you do what you want to do. If you want to show me where this is, we can do that. If you don't, we can work something out to where I can still get information without causing any issues on your part.
I don't want to go back, but I don't want her to keep doing this.
I understand. So I turn to Ken. Like, you'll keep them safe?
Yeah. We knew each other.
I would assume it was before you.
He didn't know.
Is there some sort of personal connection there? So I'm going to leave them in your care. Again, don't want to know their name. The less I know about them, the less I can tell people.
Good, because I wasn't going to give it to you.
Now, I do need their help. And it's going to be a bit traumatic. I need you to keep
the guy gives
them
a
calm.
small nod, and Ken says, I know. We did some talking before I came to your domain looking for you.
Good news, you picked the right one.
There's been a lot of words about what you're doing going around.
I hope they're more positive than negative.
That you're the one dealing with this.
That would be true. Ravnos' tendencies got better of me and I volunteered.
What I heard. And that's the only reason I'm here and trusting you to take care of it.
Yes. So let's attempt to take care of it then.
And the other guy. I can tell you where to go.
Okay. Hold on just a second. And he'll pull his phone out and just send a message to probably Yuri and just like, get ready to move.
Yuri will text back a thumbs up and let the others know.
And Rufus will turn back and at your pace.
Mm-hmm. And then he'll start to give Spike directions, and Spike will begin to pull out and waiting for Casey's car so they can get behind him. I assume your van is locked and closed up?
Yes.
Okay. And so you guys begin to drive through this part of the city. And you eventually come to some like abandoned houses and turning into abandoned store fronts and things like that. And you're like, it's actually not in what she had claimed as her territory, but in a spot bordering hers and the water, which to everyone's knowledge had been left open to not cause issues with the inhabitants of Belle Isle, which Rufus would know about. Uriel probably would at least a little bit as well. William, you might have heard that there may have been Guru there, but whether you paid attention or not, I will leave up to you personally. I feel like that's something Uriel and Rufus would have paid attention to at least. I'm sorry?
You would not.
Yeah. So you two have at least heard stories of them being there, and that oftentimes kindred that go there don't come back. So it was typically given a wide berth. And the bordering parts of the city to the water are typically left alone as well. At least in that section. But as you're driving, you begin to head into that waterfront area.
As we are driving into there, he'll just like, Spike, keep your eyes out for lupines.
Yeah. Yeah, we were over here. Remember, we did some digging when we were looking for you.
Yes.
And you can see his knuckles are white on the steering wheel. And he is eyeballing all over the place. Kind of sitting in the back with his arms crossed. Very intense look on his face. The other car, are you guys doing anything? Casey is kind of drumming her fingers on the steering wheel, like fidgeting as they're driving.
Uriel would probably be staring very intently out the window.
Okay. And it's just
Ariel's acting like that.
city. Heard some not great rumors in this area. Like not this area, but like we don't go here. Collectively, we don't go here.
Yeah. If half the rumors that I've heard are true, I can understand why.
What rumors?
You don't know?
No.
I would facepalm the steering wheel again if I wasn't driving.
You don't want to bruise your forehead. Not worth it. There are many rumors that lupines have taken up on the island.
Oh.
And this is a little bit close to their territory for most rational people's comfort. Which I guess would make sense as to why the Sabbat have moved in.
Yeah, not sure if any of them have actually been seen here. And between buildings, you can see the river, and Casey will point out that way. That's where they're supposed to be. And you can see the island off in the water.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, so we don't go here, we don't stay here, we don't mess around here. Plus I've heard there's stories. I don't know. Don't know what's real, don't know what's not, so we don't go here.
Better safe than sorry when it comes to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Hope we get there soon.
Agreed.
You guys can all give me wits and awareness if you'd like.
3.
Shoot.
4.
It's fine. Let's see. 3, 2, 4.
Yes.
Okay. Rufus, you don't see anything that piques your attention. William, you see some things look like they're a little bit more run down or beat up or just out of place a little bit than you would expect. Like even for this, the way the area is currently, it's a little bit more. It looks like things had happened here. Uriel, you see that as well. And you see a few symbols painted around. Give me intelligence and occult.
I like that pool.
I know you do. If you have anything dealing with occult symbols or kindred symbols, you can add that.
Hey.
Or like tagging or anything like that, like just symbols.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything specifically kindred related.
Do you have anything for occult symbols in general?
Yeah, occult symbolism, yeah.
Go ahead and add an extra dice.
Oh, okay.
Am I making that roll as well?
You can, but you don't notice it, so it doesn't really... She had an extra
Okay.
one, so she...
Okay.
If she points it out, you can, but until then. So you can pre-roll if you want.
That would be 5 successes.
Okay. Are you, in fact, pointing that out, or are you keeping quiet about it?
Keeping quiet about it for now.
Okay. So you see things that... And a lot of it is spray painting. A lot of it looks like would be just general tagging and spray painting. But every now and then, you'll see like a, not quite a gear, but something that looks like it has a circular gear-like thing with spikes on it, or a sword with a stylized handle. There's a few like handprints around, and not a ton, but just enough that you start noticing a theme. Obviously, the theme being Sabbat.
After a little bit, just to make sure that there is an established pattern, Uriel would eventually point it out to the rest of the car.
And Casey is twitching, gets heavier. Did you do a pre-roll there, or no?
I don't know, I'll be 5, but... Dude.
Yeah, no. You do see them. You're like, that's not good. But you don't get any special meaning to what you understand beyond, oh shit, it's Sabbat. Did you get a 5 with the crit buttons?
No, it was just a regular 5.
Okay, so you don't... How much would Uriel know about the Sabbat themselves? Is that something that they looked into heavily?
They would have definitely looked a lot more into it after certain events, wanting to understand exactly what happened.
I will give you a judgment call whether Uriel understands what the hand could potentially mean.
I feel like having some degree of access to the pyramid's store of information, they would probably know of it, but not know a lot about it.
Okay. I would concur with that, plus other background things. You would know it is special, but not necessarily the why.
Mm-hmm.
So, I agree with you on that. So you get that as well. And you only got 2, correct, Dengle?
Correct.
Okay. And Spike did not get enough to notice it either. Ken wouldn't be looking. So you, the leading car, are pointed out in a few more directions, and if you look back and pay attention to the, I'll call him kid just to differentiate, but he's older teenage, maybe young 20s, somewhere between 18 to 23, probably. He's got a very minute shaking going on, and he is clearly terrified right now. But he's not bringing attention to it. Ken is not bringing attention to it, but you would probably see that. You have dealt with people who have been in similar situations, so Rufus would know what to look for.
Yeah, and Rufus would also know not to bring attention to it unless if it's causing actual harm.
Right. Just pointing out that Rufus would know.
Yeah.
So you were directed, and you finally come in across a building. And the windows are broken out. It looks like it was trashed multiple times over. Uriel, William, Casey, you guys pull up next to it too. And Uriel, you see more of the symbolism. And it is heavier here than it has been leading up to this.
Oh, I wonder if we're near a hive.
And this is where you guys stop.
Rufus will pull his phone out and drop a pin, and then send that pin to all of the players. All of the big players.
Okay. You get a couple responses back very quickly. One from Charlotte, one from Valentina. What is this? Or what's going on from the 2?
To both of them, a wasp nest. Potentially.
What do you need? From Charlotte. And is this a group text or individuals?
This is group.
Okay.
I will let you know in just a minute. However, spare forces probably wouldn't hurt to send this way, just in case. To be in full disclosure, it is in no man's land between here and Belle Isle.
You will get a text back from Kat. Oh no.
Right. I don't like being here any longer than I have to be. However, this is where I was directed.
Did you text Ellie?
Yes, actually.
She will respond next. Be safe. Things have felt bad tonight.
I would assume that is due to...
There's a shadow lingering somewhere.
Good to know that. Thank you. Wish it was a little bit clearer. However, I understand it can't always be as clear as crystal.
She will not respond again. And let's see. King will message back if you message King. Well, even if you didn't message King, you'll get a response from King. Trying to get eyes over there, it's difficult. Unless you want to hold up your phone.
I can, but I don't know how good that would do.
Probably not great. And let's see. Leon would message back, and you can tell it's actually Leon messaging back right now. It's easy to tell. What do you need help with? Question mark.
If I don't come back, at least you know where I went. I have Uriel and William with me, as well as Casey is driving the other car.
Okay.
Because I assume this is still the group chat that this is in.
Yes. Nothing back from Leon after that. Who am I missing? I think that's pretty much everyone. So that is the responses you get.
Yeah. Would also send a very quick text to Sylvia of very good information you sent. Thank you. We are potentially at the worst place to be in the city right now.
Cool, great. Let me know if you need the other hit squad coming in.
Potentially.
While Rufus is sending out those messages, Uriel and William, what are you doing?
Shoot, what would Uriel be doing? Uriel would probably be very nervously Probably Googling the area, just trying to see buildings, maps of the alleys, if I can English correctly, at 1:45.
You can pull it up on a maps app, but as for like actual information, there isn't much in the past couple years. It seems this, for whatever one reason or another, the area has kind of, in all essence, kind of died off here. Whatever was here has closed up years ago. Maybe 2 to 4 years ago.
Chris, you brought a weapon, right?
I brought the gun show.
You know how to throw them, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just check and make sure. If you want to borrow my gun, you feel free.
I've never really shot one.
Speaking of never really doing things, Chris, has anyone explained to you about the werewolves?
No, I don't know what that is. I didn't think those were real. I was just kind of trying to figure out what you guys meant.
They are, and one of them can do a lot of damage against a lot of kindred. So if you see one, don't shoot, don't talk to it, run away.
What do they look like?
Big ass wolves.
Hey.
Well, I mean, they can obviously, they're not wolves all the time. Sometimes they're humans. Sometimes they've got like this weird in-between stage.
How do you tell?
What?
How do you tell?
Usually they try to kill us on sight. That's how you know.
So we can run, right?
Yes. Try and run.
Okay. Is anyone paying attention to the house?
William would be glancing at it.
Okay. Give me a wits and
Between
awareness.
text messages. Yeah, between text messages, Rufus would look up and just be like, I hate being out here.
Okay. Also give me a wits and
One.
awareness.
I got 2 in a skull.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's a
The
thing.
interior of the building looks very, very dark. Like, it is dark out here. There's a couple of street lights giving light illumination. But it's dark in there.
After the conversations, Rufus will kind of roll down the window. Does anybody have a flashlight? And then he'll start rooting around the car that he's in.
Casey will call back. Don't you have one on your phone?
I don't like using that. It kills the battery very fast.
Get a new one then.
And then he stops and thinks about it. Wait, I have a pen light.
You do. What would you like to do? I assume you keep it on you and just like in
In his pocket, yeah.
Yeah.
He also has this other thing because he anticipated potentially needing it. So, he
that
will.
other thing. Yeah, of course you have that.
Yeah. He will step out of the vehicle and be like,
Okay.
"So who is joining me?"
Yeah, guess I'll head in.
Ken will lean forward. I think you'd be better if I stayed.
If you want to, you can. I'm not going to make you do anything.
He wants to leave, and I told him I would keep him safe.
That's probably the easiest way to keep him safe, is to eliminate the things that are trying to harm him. So,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We're gonna go back to my territory.
I will ask questions about that later. Just to know where not to impose upon if I were to try to expand.
Right. And he'll pop off a phone number for you. Let me know what happened.
I will.
If I don't hear from you by tomorrow, I'll come here.
That's fair.
And Spike is like, am I good? I don't want to go in.
They need to go home.
Yeah.
Make sure you put this car back where you found it.
Sure.
And Rufus will start making his way to the building.
And Spike's car peels out. Like, truly does a peel out. And it echoes in this empty space.
Well, let's hope that didn't catch anyone's attention. And Uriel will nervously hop out the car to follow Rufus.
Casey will come out too.
William's heading in as well.
Okay, so you are walking up to the building at this point.
And Rufus will click and shine into the building.
It does not go into the building.
That's not good.
I wish to sense the unseen.
You can sense the unseen. Does it see through magical darkness?
I
I believe no.
don't think it
Is
does.
a no. Only Eyes the Beast and the Oblivion eyesight does.
Yes. That would be correct, but I still wish to do it.
Okay.
Make sure nothing's sneaking up on us.
Give me the roll.
Sure thing.
Anything you'd like to do, Rufus?
He doesn't really have anything that's going to help in this particular situation, so just silence of death.
Okay.
William helped with the Sense the Unseen thing and got 4.
Okay.
I got 5.
There's not really anything to see here. You can't see inside the building. There's no ghosts lingering around. Sense the Unseen doesn't pick up anything else, right? There's no one obfuscated that you can see currently.
And then any dormant blood sorcery spells and rituals.
Only blood sorcery, though, not obfuscation.
Or Oblivion.
That's what I meant, Oblivion.
It just says and rituals, so it might be Oblivion
Oblivion
rituals.
has
But
ceremonies.
then I would assume not.
Did you get 5 with the crit?
No.
Buttons? Okay.
No.
It's pretty easy to tell that this is magical darkness. There is something unnatural about it, but that was also easy to tell with the light. Just saying. But you feel. What did you get, Nen? 2?
4.
4. You as well. There is something unnatural about this. It is a blanket. It is a heavy shadow that's permeating the building. You don't see anything in it, but you get the sense of it.
That's not good.
Typically not. No. I mean, we're not here to deal with anything good now, are we?
Usually not. Would be nice, though.
We would not be what we are if we dealt with anything nice.
And still dream about it, though.
You still dream?
No, but I wish.
So you
My
guys
point.
are standing in front of this talking. What would you like to do? Are you just standing there? What you doing?
Observing, looking towards Rufus, see what he wants to do, because he seemed to have something in mind.
Rufus will just kind of pause for a little bit, just kind of stare at it and be like, and just take a breath. Probably the first breath he's taken in 30 years. And step into the shadow.
Okay. So you guys watch as Rufus, and it's bizarre to see because the pen light has hit a solid wall of shadow and it doesn't go through it. And then he just into it, like walking through a cloud of mist.
Rufus, are you all right?
I looked this up the other day. I can't remember the name of it currently, but I don't believe it allows sound, does it?
Which one is it?
I can't remember, honestly. I had this the other day, which is why I know it's here. What the Lasombra call in. I was trying to find it, but I couldn't.
Stygian Shroud, right?
Think so.
Yes.
What level is that? I don't remember.
4.
Forward.
I must not have.
So
Oh, there it is. I got it.
yeah, it says those apart from the invoker caught in the effects find themselves struggling to see and hear their surroundings. Mortals are drained of their very life by the suffocating power.
Yeah. It is an oppressive darkness. It feels like it's creeping through every inch of you.
Okay.
You can do a wits and awareness, but you lose those dice.
I got one.
You hear them. You can't tell who it is. It's very, very muffled, but you can hear the sound. You think from behind you.
You just kind of call it, I can't hear you. Now, whether or not they can hear me is a completely different thing.
Do you continue walking forward?
Yes.
What do you two do?
Can we hear Rufus at all?
No, it blocks all sound in and out. I'm fairly certain. Yeah.
Can we go, I guess? Or do you want us to go around the outside first?
Oh, if there was ever a time to know what was ahead, it'd be now. Uriel's
ahead and
gonna
roll.
try and force a premonition. You
Go
knew
ahead
what I was
and
gonna say. Okay, so first the rouse check.
Yep.
I get hungrier.
Okay.
I guess it's
That
kind of
puts you
fitting.
at 3?
Two.
2.
Yes. We're on a messy crit.
Okay. Keep your messy crit, or keep that in the messy part of that in mind for you. I believe it's the perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind, but 4. It's happened enough now, that familiar feeling when you push for these. Like walking through a cloud or something uncomfortable that sticks to you and tries to prevent you from doing this, right? It's familiar enough to you now that you know that feeling. And as you are trying to push forward and mentally, like, exhaust yourself to find something, you hit a metaphorical wall of shadow. And you said 4? And you hit that wall of shadow and you push past it. Something is drawing you forward now. And the darkness gives way and it's not an oppressive feeling.
So, as everyone else is standing there, Uriel's eyes uncross, and then after a moment they uncross again, and ugh. I really shouldn't do that as much as I do.
What are you
feels
doing?
so weird. I'm trying to see what's ahead.
And what did you see?
It looks like from what I can tell, this metaphorical and literal wall of darkness is a deterrent, maybe? But if we keep going, we'll eventually be able to pass through it.
Once more into the abyss?
Should we, like, elephant train? That way we don't lose each other?
I think it's a good idea.
Sure. You can go first.
Oh,
Then she'll grab William's hand.
okay. Uriel will move to the front and kind of lead the train into the darkness, I guess.
William, grab a hold of Uriel.
Okay. And one by one, you're enveloped into this darkness, and same as Rufus, it's oppressing. It feels like it's creeping into everywhere and every crevice. Like, you open your mouth and it feels heavy. And you continue walking. And
Feels
Rufus,
gross.
all you hear is, maybe. You think. Rufus, you've been walking this whole time, right?
Yes. Muttering to himself, damn La Sombra.
Yes. Give me another wits and awareness.
One, yet again.
Okay, you hear a sound, and it seems like it's different. It's a different voice, maybe. Hard to tell. And then suddenly you feel a hand on your shoulder.
He will whip around and do his best attempt at a sweet karate move.
Give
And
me your
just kind of like try to.
rolls. Give me your
Okay,
rolls.
so it's strength. Then what?
What do you have?
Athletics.
Huh?
Athletics, leadership. I can do strength and leadership.
I'll give you strength and athletics.
I got 1 in a skull.
Yep. Okay. Well, weirdly enough, you feel it connect. But, it doesn't... You feel clothes, actually. Like, you feel clothes. You feel a cold chill of a kindred's flesh. And they don't feel really muscular or anything either.
Okay. He will draw his firearm at this point as well and just like stick it out until he hits something. And then he'll kind of hold it there and be like, I think you can probably hear me. Drop it.
And between blinks, it's gone. And Rufus, you see a younger person there. Similarly to Ken, their hair is dreadlocked and they're in kind of loose clothes. And their hands are up like, hey, I was just figuring out who you were.
Why are you in their den?
Because we heard some shit was happening here. Who are you? Are you here with them?
If I was here with them, I wouldn't call it a den, and I wouldn't call it their den. Now, who are you? That's more pertinent.
I found you first.
Everybody else in the city knows who I am. How don't you?
Because I want to hear you say it, just in case. They're doing weird shit here, okay?
Right. I can call Kat if you want me to, and we can settle it like that. So what's your name? I don't want to be your adversary. I just want to know who I'm dealing with.
You gonna put the gun down?
Are you going to put up the shroud again?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Full disclosure, I have 4 more friends.
They'll squint their eyes like... Well, you're all in the same building now. Like, you can all see each other at this point. You got 4 more?
Yes, those.
Oh, so just those ones.
Yes. The other 3 left.
You can call me Bailey.
Bailey, I am Rufus.
Good.
Uri-
It is you.
At this point, Uriel would probably walk up, very curious about what's going on.
Yes,
Is the answer?
My sire got wind of the shit that was happening here, and we were told to deal with it. I was the last one here.
Who's your sire?
If you don't know, good.
I assume they are not with the faction that used to run this place.
Oh no, they got real mad.
Okay, do you know what happened to them?
Yeah, we did. And actually, you can begin to look around and you see scattered remains. So, like, tucked away in corners, looking like they were running.
I assume you killed all of the mortals.
There weren't any left.
Well, I guess it's good that they got out when they did.
Sure, we'll go with that.
We have one that happened to be able to escape.
Good. Good.
Now,
We weren't sure you were on your way here or not, and no one could message you, obviously.
right, it's an issue that you guys have.
Yeah.
Has anybody thought about having a pet cat or something that can carry notes?
And if you all turn to look, there's a cat sitting.
Ah. Have you trained it?
Not really. Not yet.
That might
I don't
be
I don't know how to do stuff with animals yet.
spending time is a good start, unfortunately. And I know it's a difficult thing.
Here. Anyway,
Yes.
well, this is handled now. We don't know of any others.
You've been here dealing with this a minute.
I'm the last one here, but yeah.
Have you run into a Malkavian by any chance? And they will give a description of the Malkavian they cornered at the DIA.
No?
Have you
Okay.
by chance seen a man, I believe, vibrant red hair, I believe is what Fred had,
Yes.
has a bit of a I don't know how old you are, so I don't know if you would catch this reference, but a bit of a Fabio look.
Yeah.
I assume you don't know who that is.
I know who that is.
Have you seen that individual?
Come on. Yeah. Yeah, actually.
He-
Did you put your gun away?
Yes.
Come here. And they'll turn and walk into an adjoining room.
And he will just kind of grab Chris and drag him along with.
Very reluctantly, he's dragging his feet. Not enough that he's actually stopping you because he could, but it's very
Yeah.
obviously reluctant.
Yeah.
Do I have to? I just don't want to be here.
I get that, but might be cathartic.
And as you guys go into the next room, Bailey's waiting for you. And you can see some somber handiwork. And there is the corpse of Fred.
Well, Chris, congratulations. We did it. And by we, I mean them.
Woo! Who's that? What?
I give you information in much smaller chunks for a reason.
That was
They
Bailey
are
doing
number-
that, not Chris.
Oh. They are Chris's sire.
Oh. Oh, shit.
Yes, and Chris was just dumped on the side of the road, basically. Not literally, but basically.
We got him!
Now I am going to ask you one more question. Can you request an audience with your sire for me?
I can.
Whenever they deem fitting.
Can I give him a reason?
I would like to know who I'm dealing with. And who I would
Okay.
like to thank, given situations.
Yeah, it's getting a little early, so probably not tonight.
I understand that if they can make the trip to, and give the name of the school, the back door is open, and I should be there.
Okay, I'll let him know. We'll get a note to you somehow. It'll be less urgent than this, so we'll have time to figure it out.
Yes.
Yeah, so you got any other information that I need to pass on?
We are still looking for Cassidy. If you have any leads, please relay that.
That's actually how we
Otherwise-
found this. We were following up a lead from her to find this place, and we found a bunch.
A lead from Cassidy.
No, about her, I'm sorry.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't a
Yeah,
slip of
no.
the tongue.
No. About her. I don't know how they got the tip. I wasn't part of getting the tip. I was just sent here as part of the group and then left for cleanup. Well, cleanup and watch.
What part of the city are you from?
Kind of all over the place.
What part of the city is your sire from?
Not exactly allowed to say.
Is it northwest?
Eh.
I would assume it's not around the hospital.
Uh-uh.
Then I would assume it's not downtown or Hamtramck area.
Don't give me a trouble.
So just narrowing things down. I believe we might be neighbors, and I believe I might know where that information came from.
Where?
Ken? A Gangrel?
I don't know who
I
that
believe-
is.
Well, they might.
I can ask?
In any case, a meeting with them would be very beneficial, I believe. So we can
Yep. I will
make
pass it
proper
on for
introductions.
you.
So I am not going to keep you because I believe you probably have a bit of a hike.
Yeah. Good thing I got a bike. Ring ring.
It could be worse.
I could be going on foot.
Yes.
Anything else you want me to pass along?
If they haven't heard, myself, Katrina, Charlotte, King, Ellie, and I am blanking. Valentina, that's the one. And Leon and Octavius are all working together to attempt to fix the current situation.
Yeah, we heard. Well, they heard, and that's why we were sent to ground looking for things. We just hadn't found any good things to bring up until this, and we just took care of it because it was a problem.
Yes. That being said, if they want to be part of the communications, we can make this happen. It will just be a little bit more difficult on their side.
I'll let them know.
Beyond that, I don't have anything else.
Okay.
Thank them. And get somewhere safe.
Yeah, will do. Turn to the other two. Hi.
Hello.
Bye.
Farewell.
And then they'll walk out. And Chris has not really looked away from Fred yet.
Would you like a memento?
No.
And he will send a message to Charlotte directly. Found Chris. He's no longer a problem.
You mean
I didn't
Fred?
do it. It was, yes, Fred. Found Fred. No longer a problem. The La Sombra took care of them.
Oh. That's unexpected.
Yes. I walked into their shroud. It was fun.
I see.
However, it seems like they're working with us rather than against us, so that's positive.
That's very helpful. I take it you don't need anyone sent to you.
No. I just figured give you that particular information before I let everybody else know that we're good here.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And then we'll send everybody else a message of everything's fine here. It looks like we have unexpected allies.
And you get various messages back saying, good, glad everything turned out okay. And then you get one from Ellie. Is that what the shadow was?
Yes.
Wonderful. And that's it. And everyone else gets there. Good. Glad you don't need anyone. Did anything happen?
Beehive is neutralized. We couldn't get any information, but that's unfortunate.
From Leon's number, you get a very much more normal message now. Do you require cleanup?
Probably wouldn't hurt.
King's number will pop up. We'll get it wrapped down for the morning and figure it out tomorrow night. You should get home soon. It's getting light outside.
Almost where the van is. We'll send King a message. Home is where the van is.
And it's not bright outside yet, but you can tell you're pushing timing. Like, by a lot.
Yeah. With that, we'll kind of turn to everyone. So I will make the offer once and only once. If you want to sleep in my van, we can all cuddle, I guess. Otherwise, I need to be dropped off. Beyond that, hurry.
And Crystal, I can move it. Probably not a good spot to leave it, I guess.
The offer is appreciated, but I think I'd be better off back home.
I can stay in your van. I'm not sure about the distance between me and Yuri's place.
And Casey will pop up. I'm not sure how much driving we're gonna get in.
Yeah.
You're coming with me, or you're going with him? Once I get you guys to the van.
I'll go with you, Casey.
Okay. And she'll shoot Charlotte a text. Okay, let's go.
And everybody pile in.
Pile in, peel out. Wait ring optional, stop signs. For anyone who knows what that is. You think you almost get pulled over a couple of times, but somehow Casey gets away, and you are dropped off to your van. Everyone piles out except Uriel and Casey. And like the second the doors close, Casey's peeling out again. So Uriel, you have a couple of minutes with Casey. If you would like to speak. If not, she is just...
I'll let her focus on driving.
Okay. So you guys get to Charlotte's place, and you, like, barely stumble in the back door as you see Lawrence come forward. Would you like to make a willpower check to try to fight off the effects?
Yeah, I'll make at least one.
Okay.
I have a good bit of willpower, so...
I believe it's 3.
Like that.
3 successes.
3 successes.
Do you stumble and almost come to your knees as the, for lack of a better phrase, rigor mortis begins to reestablish itself? But you fight it off, and it is difficult. The door does close, though, so it's not the sun. The sun is not going to get you as it comes up. And you see Lawrence coming forward with two other people, and they grab Casey, because Casey is just stone still at this point, and help you to your feet. And as you're being taken to a room, you begin to fade in and out before fading out. So you manage to walk most of the way there. We'll return to Rufus and William. You have a few more minutes.
Rufus will climb in the back and hand Chris the keys, just like, not at the house. Not at the school.
You mind going to tease?
That's fine.
It's close.
I understand.
Okay. And he'll get to the front seat and start the van. And you two pile in. You have a few minutes to talk if you want to.
Thanks for letting me stay the day here.
it was this or watch you burn. And I don't think that would be beneficial for you. Even if you did potentially mess some things up, but that's fine. For future reference, when I send you a message like that, I'd think about it and just be like, oh, hey, he went and did this.
Yeah, not my finest hour on that one.
It's okay. I'm sure you probably panicked because you haven't been put in that situation in quite some time.
No, it's definitely been a while.
So, for future reference, use all the tools at your disposal, and if they don't work, you have one other tool that you could always use. It's frowned upon, but you have one. You are probably stronger than they are.
Yeah.
And you don't have to kill them to make them quiet. Remember that.
Whoops. So, as that part of the conversation fades off, so do you two. Truck is driving, and you succumb to the day sleep, unless you want to try and fight it off.
Nah.
Part of me wants to.
You can try. It'll be difficult. I don't remember what it is, but we'll say it's like a 4 for right now until I can remember the rules.
Yeah, he'll try.
William has a 3.
Yeah, I don't.
If you're trying to fight it off.
Nah.
Okay. So you two succumb. Look, we've wrapped up the night! Yay! Thank you for joining us for Blood and Hope Detroit. It's been an interesting game, a fun one. I enjoyed it. Lots of twists and turns and surprises for this one. Hopefully, the scenes that were a little bit on the triggering, could be on the triggering side, weren't hugely overt, but it was very obvious if you know what you're looking for. So hopefully that didn't bother you guys who ended up sticking around. Thanks for joining us. Check us out on our social medias. You can find it pretty much below wherever you're watching this. We have a link tree. You can find pretty much everything there. And then we have a Dice Legion discount. They sell dice, clothes, trays, stickers, maybe stickers, other accessories. Really cool stuff, really great people. It's a small company. It's a small discount for you guys, and we do get a little bit of kickback from that. So you're helping us when we do it, or when you buy from there. It'd be fantastic if you could. No problem if you can't. At least check them out. They're really cool. Pass it along. Pretty much everything, like everything on here, we have a Patreon. It'd be fantastic if you could. If you can't, we totally understand. Things are tough right now. If you can't do that or don't want to do that, if you like what we do here, please like, follow, subscribe, share, tell everyone about it. We want to get the word out. We want more people to see our games. Commenting helps, amazingly so. Feed the algorithm old gods. Feed them. So we get more known. Yeah. I think I zoomed through everything real fast there.
I think you got everything.
So that's the end of this. We'll probably do post-games talks if you guys want to stick around. That'd be cool. So thanks for joining us, and spoilers ahead.
What's characters are fun. What's characters are fun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's intelligence there too that plays into account.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Yep.
It's fixable.
A teachable moment, if you will.
Yeah. And let's be honest here, if anybody was going to fix it without causing issues, it was going to be Rufus.
Absolutely, it was.
I had a half a moment there of walking into the back and be like, you should go home and call and tell them false alarm.
Yeah. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but didn't.
Yeah, it's fine. And don't think I didn't catch that, Faye.
What?
Something that you said
What did I say?
during that entire thing.
I said a lot of things during that entire thing.
Yes.
And there was also things I didn't say.
Right. But
You had to be
the
more specific.
what's your name there, Officer? I caught that.
I didn't have a name. Kelly was the first one that came to head.
That's fine. It's part of his touchstones.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just the first one that came to my head. Probably for reasons, maybe not.
Probably not, let's be honest here.
It worked out though.
He wasn't going to do anything violent anyway.
No, but it might have made him blink.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Fun times. Were you expecting the La Sombra?
No,
Yeah.
actually.
After the impenetrable thing, I was like, okay, this is La Sombra. It's either going to be positive or negative here. I'm hoping it's positive.
Everyone loves the surprise La Sombra.
Sure.
I
Honest,
very
I
much
was
want to
kind of-
surprise you guys with that one. Give you a good surprise in the middle of this week.
yeah. I was kind of expecting it to be the Banu to sweep in and deal with it. But the La Sombra are an interesting surprise. Who is the kid's sire, by the way?
You don't know yet.
I know, but Buttons wants to know.
Buttons maybe we'll find out next week.
Eh.
Next Tuesday. Maybe the Tuesday after that. Maybe whenever this La Sombra decides to grace Rufus with their presence.
Rufus will end up being annoying until they do.
Where do you think they are?
I think they probably know Ken, and they probably are in the eye.
Nope. They're not in the eye.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a hint. I color coded that one. Yeah, it's hard to tell, but this is purple.
Oh yeah, green is Leon, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. That's fair.
His little slice of whatever the fuck that is.
They're kind of your neighbors, really. They also do have a slight network going on through the whole city. When they said everywhere, they weren't lying.
Yet. Skinny Man has joined us.
Yes.
I don't want to keep you up too late, Buttons. Did you have other questions?
Do we need to talk about anything for Saturday before I hop off?
So many things, but not on stream.
Is that a you'll message me things later?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that
All
just
right.
Button things, or is that everyone things?
Everyone things.
Oh boy.
And you're okay with Shiloh coming in with Tori like we discussed?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you
That
can
is
squeeze in
everything.
with Blitz.
She will happily cuddle up next to the giant dog. as we speed towards certain doom.
Yes. But no questions
Right.
about tonight? You can ask me later and I'll
Yeah.
like message me or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I need to go to bed, so I will
Good night.
see y'all Saturday.
Did you guys have questions? Comments, concerns? Choice words for me.
That was more anticlimactic than I was expecting it to be.
I know. I asked you guys if you were okay with it being anticlimactic.
I was expecting him to just give up or something. Not him to be gone by the time we got there.
I was expecting us to just walk up to just a scene and just one dude, hey, I took care of it for you.
I did honestly consider putting the Banu here because it would make sense, but the La Sombra was just much more fun.
That's fair.
And plus I got to give you a huge build-up prior to it.
Yeah. Then it was just like, oh.
I love it. You shine the light and it doesn't. I
Shit.
saw everyone's faces like drop for a second, like, oh god.
Yeah.
It was great.
Damn it. But fine.
And what they were shouting at you was, who are you?
Yeah. Just
Yeah, pretty much.
I still think it's funny that I rolled 2 dice. And yep, you got it.
I rolled 1. I got 1 success. So I was like, okay, it probably wouldn't have been enough to do damage, but this is funny.
Well, no, he would have just like reached up and tried to like wrench their arm. So
Yeah.
wouldn't have actually hit him.
Well, I wasn't concerned with damage. It was just the narrative was really funny.
Yeah, and at that point he was like, all right, I'm weak as shit. Pull out the other thing.
That is what did it. I didn't have you roll an intimidation check or anything, but all they were trying to do was figure out if you were who they thought you were.
And the answer is, I'll call Kat if we need to settle this. Who are you?
That's a
Okay,
pretty
yeah.
good threat for most of the city, let's be real.
Yeah.
She's scurry.
Yeah, and that's why he pulled that one out. I was like, I'm not dealing with you.
Yeah.
Who are you?
There was 3 other La Sombra that were there. Bailey was just not quite the youngest because they have the 3 in Oblivion, but on the younger side, so they were left to deal with whatever might come.
That's fair.
But yeah, fun times. That was so great. So great. And oh my god, the Chris thing. It was appropriate. It was in character, but it killed me to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he would have been that person in life.
Yep.
Yeah, just a couple clans left. Ken didn't come up, but Ken is Gangrel.
Yeah, I've already got it written down.
Yeah. I think I said he went up to Hunter because Hunter was another Gangrel.
Yeah. I have nobody from Ravnos, Banu, Bruhag, Malkavian, or Tremere.
Yeah, there's a couple left, but I still have a few more days to throw people at you.
And I have 2 more days to fill. We know what's happening on one of those days.
We do.
Second one, though, that's the kicker.
That is the kicker. That's the one that worries me. I mean, they both worry me a lot, but one worries me minusculely less because there's a vague idea of what could happen there. The unknown is the fear there. But before we end the stream here, no other questions or anything you want to discuss about Detroit?
I'm all set.
Not in this form.
Okay. Then we will end things there. Whoever ends up watching this, thanks for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed. Impromptu games are fun sometimes.
Especially when people have to work at the last possible second.
But you know what? You got to play twice this week and come back into a game.
True.
So, hit and miss. Farewell.